Good, beautiful morning, my beautiful brothers and sisters in Yeshua. Today is Wednesday, the 3rd of September, 2025. It's 9:38 a.m. here in Australia. Oh, I had to really calm myself down before I made this, but I watched this TikTok this morning. It just triggered something big time in me, and I just was like, nah, I have to research that. I've come across a few things this morning in my study, and I'm like, no, I literally have to. I'm even shaky in my voice. This is unreal, brothers and sisters. Okay, so what I thought I'd do is I'm going to take you along on how I study, and because I'm finding so many things, and I'm so worried that I'm going to miss it and not tell you about these things, because everything is connecting like unbelievable. So without further ado, I'll show you the video, and then we're going to go from there, and I'll show you what I found. Oh my goodness. Oh, calm down. This is so exciting.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's having a good day. So, if you weren't on Matt's UFOs Around the World's live a moment ago, we were watching the Trump announcement. There were lots of rumours that it may have been Trump resigning due to health issues. There may have been Trump handing over more duties to JD Vance due to health issues. But no, it was exactly what we thought. It was all about Space Command, and it wasn't really much, or was it? Because basically, it was saying about the Space Command being relocated back to Alabama for national security, but JD Vance said something very interesting about, in the 21st century, all the fighting is going to be done in space. Now, the cyber security war was very heavily emphasised, but for me, what is he on about as well? Because for me, there's more to it than that. Every war is going to be fought in space, apparently. Well, that's what I'm getting from it anyway. Let me know your thoughts. Here's the clip of JD Vance saying about 21st century space wars. See you later, everybody. Peace.
Mr. President, thank you. I'll be very brief here. I lobbied the president hard to put it in Ohio, but he said these people behind us, these Alabamas, are just too powerful and too persuasive. And so it's in Alabama, but as Tommy said, this is exactly the right place for Space Force and Space Command. I think Americans ought to appreciate the fact that you can't win the battle of the future unless you control the skies. The cyber security, the communications, the entire infrastructure of the battle in the 21st century will be in space. So it was a visionary move in the first administration for the president to set up Space Force, and I think an equally visionary move to make sure that Space Force is right where it should be in Huntsville, Alabama. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I gotta go back. We've got to listen to that again.
Said this is exactly the Force and Space Command. I think Americans ought to appreciate
Listen carefully.
The fact that you can't win the battle of the future unless you control the skies. The cyber security, the communications, the entire infrastructure of the battle in the 21st century will be in space. So it was a vision.
The entire battle of the 21st century will be in space, brothers and sisters. Okay. When I heard this morning, oh my goodness, the confirmations I am getting, brothers and sisters, for this 3i Atlas being the New Jerusalem and it coming into our atmosphere is going to hover. It's going to be where exactly like, sorry, I'm shaky, but like this is really affecting me. It's going to hover in the atmosphere over Alabama, brothers and sisters. And I'm going to show you that Alabama is literally the Garden of Eden, and quite possibly, the camp of the saints. Okay, so let's calm down. So after I've heard this, and like I said, when he said that the 21st century battle will be in the sky, it'll be in space. Yes, brothers and sisters, this is exactly where it'll be. The final battle will be the Satan and his crew. Let's go. Whew, let's go to Revelation and read Revelation 20. Go to okay, font size large. Right. Get rid of this. Okay, now when the 1,000 years have expired, Satan will be released from his prison, and he will go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, and gather them together, whose numbers is of sand of the sea. And they went up to the breadth of the earth, brothers and sisters, the breadth of the earth, okay? Okay, and surrounded the camp of the saints and the beloved city. And what happens then? Fire comes down from God out of heaven, the New Jerusalem that's sitting in the atmosphere, and will devour them. We are this close, brothers and sisters. We are this close to the end of the end of the end of the end. There's nothing. There's the millennial reign's already gone in the past. It makes complete sense that the millennial reign was in the past, okay? 1,000 years where Satan couldn't deceive, it says here. And bound Satan so that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years are finished. And then he comes out, deceives us for 250 years from 1775 to 2025. That's his 250 years. That's Satan's little season. And now we are here. We are literally here, brothers and sisters, at Revelation 20, verse 7. Now when the 1,000 years have expired. September 23rd, 24th, 2025. Whew. Okay, Satan will be released from his prison. Oh, sorry. When Satan was released from his prison was in 1775, okay? A year before America, the corporation of the USA, was created, okay? He had a year to gather all the things together, to get all his Freemason, crew, his minions together, and all the people who work for him. Then they created the Corporation of the United States in 1775, and he had 250 years, brothers and sisters. Okay, I need to calm down. He created the Corporation of the USA in 1776, okay? And so from 1775 to 2025, that is 250 years. That is a quarter of the 1,000 years that Jesus got, okay? That's why it's called Satan's little season. It's a quarter. My logic for that is there's 4 seasons in a year. A little season would be a quarter, right? It just resonates with me. It makes sense that the Corporation of the USA is the harlot that the whole world follows. It's not the Vatican. It's not, yes, they've done atrocities. We're not talking about that, but who the world follows and wants everything that they have is the Corporation of the USA. All of us, all of the nations have wanted and have been jealous of her. You can't deny that. Okay, so it is the USA, and that is why the word Jerusalem has the word USA in it, the letters. Okay, so, yes, so I just want to point, this is where we are. That's it. As soon as this event happens, brothers and sisters, this is your rapture, this is your ascension. And again, I want to stress, it's just words. It is just little language. It doesn't matter what we call it, whether it's rapture, ascension. In every prophecy, in every belief, in every culture around the world, it's the big event will be in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye. The 2 planets will collide. It's always in an instant. So it doesn't matter the wording. What I'm stressing right now is this is it. This is it. This is the end, the end, the end. I can't stress that enough. And the very next thing after the fire, just prior to the fire coming down from God out of heaven, brothers and sisters, that is the rapture. That is the moment of the rapture. And anybody who saw my last video that I posted, I just, who gives a crap that it was AI generated? I see people write that. It's like people don't care. They want to find a reason to not realize the time that we're at. Okay, it was Snoop Dogg singing about Jesus is coming. The King is coming. And it resonated with me so much. That's why I uploaded it and put it on there. And I was like, that's such a confirmation after the video I just did that morning. People are like, oh, I don't see any Bible in that. There's no scripture. Come on, brothers and sisters, wake up. Shatter that religious prison, chastity belt thing that you're wearing. Like, seriously. Okay. Whew. Next thing is the white throne judgment. This is why I'm stressing. And I'm sorry to come across so like stressful. I'm not. It's more like just I feel the imminency. And that's resonating and coming out of my spirit at the moment. So I apologize if I'm coming across, like too excitable, but yeah, I am what I am. So let's get back to that. So like I said, I see this TikTok this morning and I'm like, right, he said it's going to Huntsville, Alabama, right? So first thing I do is I always look at the place first, right? So I go to Wikipedia, have a look at Huntsville, Alabama, because I'm like, why is that so important? Because like J.D. Vance said, I wanted to put the Space Command Center in, in Ohio or something. And he said, but these people behind me, these Alabamians, pardon me, they won out and we're going to put it there. Now, the reason that's so important is if you read about Huntsville, Alabama, right, it's, I'll go to the interesting parts. This is just, okay. Huntsville is located in the Appalachian. That in itself, brothers and sisters, the fact that it's there, I've done many videos in the past about that region. A lot of spiritual and on the other side of the veil stuff happens in that region, okay? It was founded within the Mississippi Territory straight away. Another one, I'm like, Mississippi. I've heard for years that the Mississippi River is legit the Euphrates River, is the real Euphrates River, and that's always stuck in my mind. So that's why I was like, okay, here we go. And then it talks about the other rivers and stuff, and it's United States Army Aviation Missile Command, and most recently the FBI's Operational Support Headquarters. Look at this. Look at the seal. City of Huntsville. Oh my goodness, I didn't even see that. Pardon me. Can I bring that up again? Hang on, I'll try and make that bigger. There's literally a DNA strand here, brothers and sisters. Literally a DNA strand. I didn't even see that. And here, it looks like like when you look at a computer, like at the motherboard. Oh my goodness! I didn't even see this before. Stars. We've got 8 stars. A cotton. Unfortunately, it's got a big history with the slavery and cotton farming and all that, but which, that goes along with it too, because it shows you that, the Garden of Eden would have been polluted, okay, and it would have been covered up. And just like Antiochus Epiphanes, when he went into the temple and, he's tore all the curtains and then slaughtered the pig and then rubbed the blood on the Torah scrolls, that place, if it is the Garden of Eden, and I truly, truly think it is, brothers and sisters, from what I've seen this morning, it's no surprising that they would have masked it. It's what they've done here in Australia too. They've made the people and the culture like, hey, how you going, mate? She'll be right, mate. Like the most relaxed, cruisy culture. But realistically, we have a huge, pedo ring here in Australia, and we're like the hub, the headquarters of like, what evil things that have been going on, here in Australia. But they paint it in a different picture so it gets disguised. But yeah. So I just wanted to show you that. Now, but check this out. This is Huntsville, the Star of Alabama. And I'm like, the Star of Alabama. Okay, the Star of David, the Star of Alabama, the Star of the Camp of the Saints. So I put into Gematria the Star of Alabama. So we have, I mean, the numbers, I haven't even looked at the Strongs yet. Like I said, I wanted to get you guys following along with me because this is crazy. So we've got, well, let's do that now, 383. Strongs 383. To stir up, to stir up. Anasio, to move up or to stir up or to shake up. Okay, what is it in Hebrew? It's basically to move, okay. The next one is 660. To shake off. Okay, to shake off. Okay. And the next one was 110. So we got to stir up, to shake off. Immortality. See, this is why I wanted you guys to come along with me, so we find these gems together. Immortality. That is freaking gold. All right. I think this calls for a trumpet. All right. Let's get back into it. So, yeah, let me show you some of the matches for this. Okay, so in the Jewish, we've got telekinesis, ordination, rescue, ethereal, eldrin, root chakra, looking for God, postcode, primordial, announced, Fibonacci spiral. Oh, that's interesting. Eli, lama, you know, that thing that Jesus said on the cross, supposedly. I say supposedly because it wasn't in Mark, but what else have we got here? Okay, so in English, this is interesting. We've got Elon Musk, adult Hitler, Christmas, Elon Musk, President, Apollyon, Starship, something, liquid gold, Osama bin Laden, Minnesota, Rockefeller, meditation, vibration, Wonderland, Sparrow, independent, Sputnik, loyalty, The Christ, unbelievable, Ripple Labs, Miami, Florida, dragonflies. But anyway, yeah, so I just thought that was pretty cool, to shake off, what was it? To shake off, to put aside or something, and immortality, that's gold. Okay, so getting back to this, to Huntsville, Alabama. Okay, so looking down at the stuff, John Hunt, okay, that's what's called Huntsville, obviously. He was the one that sort of, you know, founded it, I suppose, took over the native people. Let me see where the interesting, here we are. So both John Hunt and Leroy Pope were Freemasons and charter members of Helion Lodge number 1, the oldest lodge in Alabama. Okay, so that's interesting. If they put a lodge there straight away, okay, it's something typical that, like I was explaining, Satan was released in 1775, so he had a year to form that whole Illuminati Freemason type brotherhood thing, you know, to deceive the nations, as you will. Then it just goes on to about the slave trade and everything. Where is the... Where is it? Oh, here we go. This is all talking about the military involvement and stuff. And down here it says, in 1950, about 1,000 personnel were transferred from Fort Bliss, Texas, to Redstone Arsenal to form the Ordnance Guided Missile Center. Central to this was a group of about 200 German scientists and engineers led by Werner von Braun. They had been brought from Nazi Germany to the United States by Colonel Holger Toftoy under Operation Paperclip following World War II. Okay, so that, oh my goodness, brothers and sisters, like, this is the most important place in America. The city is nicknamed the Rocket City for its close association with US space missions. Blah, blah, blah. Anything else I wanted to share with you here? I know there was something else interesting. Just give me a second. Very, very hot there. Very, very hot. Let's see. I've done a notepad and cut the things out that were important. Yeah, I think we've gone over everything that I said was important about that. So the next thing, that's right, because I was looking at these pictures of these beautiful, hot springs here. So I went to them and had a look at them. And because I was like, a spring, water, Garden of Eden. So I was just trying to look into that. And it goes more onto the Werner von Braun thing. And yeah, so that's just more like research stuff. I won't get into that and bore you. And that's just a Wikipedia page about Werner von Braun. You can see why he is so, like, the fact that right back in 1958, that they were working on these space, rockets and things like that. It's because they've been trying to get out of the dome, brothers and sisters. They've been trying to crack the prison that we've been put under. Not everybody that they tell you is bad is actually bad, even sometimes when they've been working for the enemy. This whole thing is a movie, brothers and sisters. We've got to take everything for face value, okay, and just, take it with a grain of salt, if you will. Jesus gives us a very easy way to have discernment, and that is a good tree cannot produce bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot produce good fruit. It's as simple as that. That's why I know that Trump is the good guy. But don't get me wrong, there have been bad versions of Trump. This is a movie. There are actors. And the battle has been going back and forth since the creation of time. But now the battle's been won. What Jesus gave us back in Luke chapter 10 is he said that, I have given you power over all evil, over the serpents, the snakes, and over all evil. Okay, that is the spiritual power that we are given, okay? But that's not to say that spiritual war and physical war, as above, as below, has not been going on since. But what's really exciting from 2017, when Trump first set foot on the scene, committing to everybody in the world, basically, to bring down, to drain the swamp and to reveal. He's literally doing God's work. Jesus said there's nothing that's hidden that won't be revealed in the end days, and that the wheat and the tares have to grow up together. We have to grow up together, and all come to the time of the harvest together. And that's why it feels like it's taking so long, and it's like, why isn't these people getting arrested? Why isn't this, why aren't we seeing justice now? Because, brothers and sisters, it's literally about to be, revealed before your eyes. The great white throne judgment. That will be your justice. We're about to see, and you know, I was thinking about this, and thanks, Papa, I just popped it back into my head, that it's a perfect timing on September, look, we'll have a look, Stellarium, on September 23rd, it is literally a dark moon, and like I have done many hundreds of videos on, a dark moon is the only time that the moon could go red and the sun could lose its light and the sun be dark. It's the only time that could possibly, like, scientifically happen, if you will. Okay, let's go to, because you've got a black moon, right? And then you've got your red sort of orange sun. Okay, you know when you put your hand up to the sun, or you put your hand over your eyes and look up at the sun, how you can see the redness, you can see your blood? That's how that's going to work, brothers and sisters. The moon and the sun are literally together when the moon is dark. I'll show you. Okay, 23rd. And we're going to get the landscape atmosphere off. We're going to go moon. Okay, and we're going to zoom right in on the moon. Okay. We'll go back one day. Okay, it's 0%. Okay, 0% on 9/22. Okay, so there's your moon there. See, it's completely dark. And there's your sun right there. Okay, look at that. Look at that, baby. That's how it's going to work. That's exactly how it's going to work, brothers and sisters, because the dark moon will be in front of that sun. Okay? And no, I'm not saying that they're 95 million miles away. I'm just saying the moon will be in front of the sun, whatever they are, whether they're just luminary lights, whether they're whatever it is, it's going to be the sign in the sky. And that will probably be the alarm, if you will, or the sign for the beginning of the days of darkness. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if we who are awake also need to see the trials and tribunals and everything like that, because we've seen it for so long, for so many years. But in a way, I think it is something that the whole world must see together. Like, we must experience this as a collective humanity. It's not something like, oh, I've done my homework, I'm out, I'm leaving school early. I think we have to all see this through, and that is why you've got to get it together now if you're living in fear still, brothers and sisters, because you ain't seen nothing yet. Because in those days of darkness, when they shut off all communication and the only thing that we can watch all together at the same time around the world is the atrocities and the wickedness, so that we can understand as a human race how great the deception has been, and how horrendous these people or entities or reptilians or whatever the heck you want to call them have been. And so that no one can say, oh, I saw this on the internet and, this person has intel. And no, enough of that. We all need to see it. And, for years with the chemtrails and everything like that, it was very, very, very convenient that a lot of the chemicals that were in the chemtrails were the same chemical construct of an LCD screen. And I was like, what a perfect television, a global television for the dome, and the dome could effectively be our global television. We may, I don't know, brothers and sisters, because you couldn't deny that, could you? You could not deny that. And here we're going to go in my comment section. It's going to be Project Bluebeam. Any excuse, right? Any excuse. If you want to keep living like that, and that you do you, boo. Just don't watch my videos anymore, please. I'm begging you, don't watch my videos. But brothers and sisters, it's just, yeah, it's undeniable, the time that we're living in. Okay, let's keep continuing on. So next thing I wanted to have a look is, I had a look at the map. Oh, Mississippi River, right. So let's go down here. Mississippi River. I'm just like, this is absolutely incredible. The Mississippi River runs all the way from one side, to the other, almost. And this is just coming back to me now, I distinctly remember making a video close to the end of maybe 2022 or 22, about that they had one of the greatest earthquakes, I think, known to man. Hang on. Mississippi earthquake. Let's type in 9 mag. I'm pretty sure it was like a massive, back in the old days. Rare earthquake hits. Looks like there's been earthquakes in Mississippi today, actually. Oh no, this is... I'm not going to go looking for it now. Actually, yes, I am. I'll put you on hold. Hang on. Okay, just took itself off hold again. So anyway, you've probably been listening to me just typing away there. But okay, so I've just had a look here. So the largest recorded earthquake in the United States was a magnitude 9.2 quake that struck Prince William in Alaska. And then we've got the next one. This is the one I was talking about. This was in 1770 in Cascadia, Washington, Oregon, California. It was a 9. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I remember there being a massive earthquake, and the pictures that they have with that I had on my video, it was like people were literally floating on doors and because it flooded the place completely. It was a huge, huge earthquake, and I think that is, again, I think the whole mud flood Tarteria thing, the timeline is just like, I don't think it's a 2,000-year thing, brothers and sisters, okay? I don't think it's Jesus ever told us that, it's going to be 2,000 years before I come back. I think the devil knew that. And that's something I want to bring up too, about the whole no man knows the day or hour thing. I was thinking about that last night, and, I know that verse has nothing to do. One, it's a Jewish idiom for the Feast of Trumpets, and two, it's talking about when, like, literally the heavens and the earth and everything melt away, okay? No one will know that day, okay, because that's just purely for Father. But I was thinking, okay, if no man knows the day or the hour, in the scheme of things, considering if Father is the most just, perfect, righteous judge, right? Don't you think that would be a bit unfair if Satan didn't know the time either? Like, look at it in a different way. Like, if, like I just said, if Father is the most perfect, righteous judge and without fault in any possible way, saying, I'm going to surprise you with something, or you're going to have only a certain amount of time and I'm not going to tell you how much time, that seems a little to the side of something that Satan could possibly say, hey, that's not fair. I had plans to do this or to be better in the future, and you cut me short. And do you get where I'm coming from? Like, I'm thinking about it and I'm thinking, I don't think that statement should sit for the coming of Jesus at all, because it's quite obvious, very clear, that Jesus says, everybody that knows me knows my voice. They you either resonate with Jesus or you don't. We're off the side of the fence now, brothers and sisters. It's either left or right, yes or no, 3D, 4D, whichever way you want to look at it. I don't think there's, like I said in my video yesterday, there's no more time for saving. There's no more time for, like, this researching stuff. And the only reason I did it this morning was because I feel like, I think this is, like, quite significant in the time frame that we're in. But I just mean in the way, researching in the way of, finding out the evils of the Vatican and, all that stuff that we do not need to be consumed with anymore. We know all this stuff. We don't need to prove it. We don't need to share it, because all we're doing is sharing a negative thing. And I think that's why evil keeps being able to, crawl its way around still, is because we keep sharing crap, evil stuff. And every time someone sends something on the news and something about the news or whatever, I just put a laughy face, because it's the whole thing's scripted. I proved this with the Israel and Palestine war, right? The live webcams, nothing. There was nothing. It was peaceful. And what? We haven't heard a single thing about it since, right? It's just, but no, the riots and everything keep going on day after day after day. That's to keep you in that state of fear. Anyway, getting back to this. Okay, so I opened a page about the Appalachia. I won't go into that too much, but I just like to see every little thing about the place, especially if it has interesting things about, like the Mississippi River, which has always been a big thing of mine. And something that I just remembered then, there's this show that I used to watch. It's like Pickers or something like that, American Pickers or something like this. And this guy on there, he loves antique stuff and whatever. And I distinctly remember about 5 years ago seeing one of the episodes where he had a guy from the museum ring him up from the Missouri or Mississippi Museum or something like this, and they had found dinosaur bones or whatever in the Mississippi River. And then there was another show similar like that where they had found like chariot wheels and things like this. And I'm just like, no, this makes too much sense. This makes too much sense why the whole world is focused on America all the time. And you've got to remember too, brothers and sisters, why is Ra-El became a nation? They were founded, okay, by the Rockefellers, okay? They just, there's videos on YouTube, and the guy shows you the document where he literally creates the state. They needed a state. That's literally evil's headquarters, brothers and sisters. Not the people. There's a lot of people there that are unaware, like the rest of us in the world, okay? It's the system. It is the system. It is inherently wicked and evil from the beginning because they are under the Yahwehan system, which is all blood, which is all sacrifice, which is all anger and wrath and annihilation of anybody that's not chosen, i.e. anybody but them. Okay, you've got to see the difference between the Father in the New Testament and the Father in the Old Testament. Like chalk and cheese, baby. Like chalk and cheese. Right, so now then I looked into Mississippi. What's this? Oh yeah, that video, the Gematria. Okay, so this is what got me excited, and this is what got me on to like, no, I've got to share my studies in real time with my brothers and sisters, okay? Because what was I searching? Oh yeah, so in my search, the Mississippi River is the Garden of Eden, okay? So the first thing that comes up is this, the Book of Mormon Evidence. Oh my goodness, I was so excited as I kept scrolling down because I'm like, no way. Okay, so let's look at this together. Garden of Eden, center of the land. 4 main U.S. rivers, Lower Mississippi, Upper Mississippi, Ohio, Allegheny, Missouri. Okay, Mississippi can be translated as Father of Waters. I'm going to read a lot of this this page, brothers and sisters, because it's beyond interesting, okay? The Ohio River begins at Pittsburgh as the Allegheny River flows south from Gold, PA to Ohio. The Missouri has a confluence with the Mississippi near St. Louis, MO. There are actually 2 main rivers in North America that probably are the 4 rivers of the Garden of Eden. What do I mean? Temporarily, we call it America, but it began with the single primeval continent of Genesis, and the miracle of millennial healing will bring that unity again. That comes from A Promised Land by Jeffrey R. Holland. And in obviously this is in the Book of Mormons, in Moses 6:17, it says, "And Enos lived 90 years and begat Canaan. And Enos and the residue of the people of God came out from the land which was called Shalom, and dwelt in the land of promise, which he called after his son, whom he named Canaan." Okay, and then we've got here this is amazing. Can I click on this? I'll see if I can make this bigger. All right. The continent of Genesis. Oh, brothers and sisters, I'm about to have a heart attack. This to me resonates my brain balls out. Okay. The land of Canaan, son of Ham, non-Israelite, Old Jerusalem. Okay. Land of Canaan, 3rd generation of Adam, Israelite, New Jerusalem. Hudson Bay, Great Lakes, Mississippi. See, here we go, the Mississippi here. Adam, Undi, Armen, New Jerusalem. When I saw that, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm about to have a heart attack. Yeah, Enoch, Gulf of Mexico, the Nile, Red Sea. Okay, and so you can see here notice how the lands are pushed together. This is how it was originally. This is how the Mormons, in their books, this is how it was originally. So let's keep reading. It's incredibly interesting. This is interesting. This is a 2D version of the Earth, not real version, which would be round. Okay. Okay, so listen to this. The first land of promise was right where Adam was placed. The Garden of Eden, in the area of Missouri. Back then the land was whole and not broken apart, and the ocean was surrounding the earth. As you can see in the map above, the distance from what we call Missouri to what we call today Jerusalem is much shorter of a distance than with the Atlantic Ocean between them. So there's Jerusalem and that's Missouri, okay? Okay, 4 rivers of the Garden of Eden, land of Adam in the real old world, heartland of America. Okay, so we've got the Euphrates, which is the Missouri River, the upper Mississippi, lower Mississippi, and Ohio River. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and became into 4 heads. You know, it would make sense too that it would literally be in the middle if everything was, you know, like squashed. Oh no, that's not true, because it does say about along the coastlines. So yes, so that's definitely. Oh, brothers and sisters. Okay, let's keep reading. Okay, 4 rivers of the Garden of Eden. I haven't read the rest of this, so we're all going to come across it together, okay? 4 rivers of the Garden of Eden, land of Adam in real old world Eden. Okay? Land of Adam in real new world. Okay, so it's just showing you there in the real world, in the new world, and then in the real world. Since the world began with the Pacific Ocean all around it, the location that Adam was placed is where the scriptures say, in Independence, is that the name? Missouri? Okay, this is a strange suburb. When the continents were divided by the Atlantic Ocean, the location of Eden stayed in the same place so that it should be called the Old World. Since the land east of the Atlantic Ocean, which splits the continents, then Europe should be called the New World. Today the world has it backwards. We do know, however, by revelation that Adam Ondi Arman is in Davis County, Missouri, not somewhere near the Persian Gulf. The world has it wrong. The, in brackets, false in my opinion, brackets, historical location of the Garden of Eden below. I'll try not to read I'll try and skip over a little bit. Okay, this is interesting, but I don't want to bore you with everything in there. It's just basically taking the scriptures and putting it into that would be interesting to see where this comes from. All right, I'm not going to see if there's any more pictures in here. Oh, here we go. What's this? Indigenous people fished its waters and depended on the waterways for transportation. Explorers and traders travelled the rivers in hopes of conquering more land. I've got a big feeling with an incarnation that I was a sailor and not a conqueror, but an explorer. Oh man, this is probably why I'm resonating with it. Explorers and traders travelled the river in hopes of conquering more land and obtaining wealth for their countries. Settlers moved close to take advantage of the rich farmland the river provided. All of these pursuits resulted in trade industry, map below, that brought about a social and economic transformation when news and goods made their way downriver and livelihoods were provided. In fact, the Mississippi River economic and strategic value was so important that when Ulysses S. Grant won the siege of Vicksburg and control of the river during the Civil War, the Confederacy was dealt a serious blow. Today, although still used to transport goods, the river has taken on yet another identity, that of entertainer. Literature, pleasure boats, and floating casinos all showcase a new dimension of this magnificent river. Alright, so here we go. We've got copper, silver, shark teeth, mica, pearls, marine shells, quartz, galena, grizzly bear teeth, obsidian, nice, knife river curate, the Hopewell interaction spear. Okay. The Hopewell interaction spear included networks stretching as far north as the Canadian Great Lakes and as far south as the Gulf Coast, as far west as the Rocky Mountains. Rivers and streams were the main transportation corridors of culture and trade. Okay, is there any more pictures? We love pictures. Yes. Okay. Levi's journey. What's this? The Finnegan expedition. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. So I got a map of America here. I was just oh, that's right. Yeah, it's just having a look where everything was, and yeah, there's the Appalachian Mountains, Tennessee, Mississippi. Yeah. If any of you guys live in Alabama or in Mississippi or in Missouri, can you please like say g'day? And yeah, because you guys could literally be living in what if the Gulf of America here is what do you call it? The Dead Seas. Look, my mind's just wandering. But okay, now what I want to show you, brothers and sisters, before I go, what made me really just, why I was so shaky when I first came on, is because as I was studying and as I was making the decision to like let you guys follow along, all of a sudden, guess what popped into my head? Sweet home Alabama, I'm coming home with you. And I'm like, girl, search those lyrics. And when I tell you, all right, let's read them together. All right, let's bring them up. All right. Big wheels keep on turning, carry me home to see my kin, singing songs about the Southland. I miss Albany once again, and I think it's a sin, yes. Well, I heard Mr. Young sing about her. Well, I heard old Neil put her down. Well, I hope Neil Young will remember. A southern man don't need him around anyhow. Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are so blue. Sweet home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home to you. And that's as far as I got, so I haven't read the rest, but we'll read it together. In Birmingham, they love the governor. Boo, boo, boo. Now we all did what we could do. Now Watergate does not bother me. Does your conscience bother you? Tell the truth. And then we sing that again. Lord, I'm coming home to you. Here I come, Alabama. Now Muscles Shoals has got the Swampers, and they've been known to pick a song or two. Yes, they do. Lord, get me off so much. They pick me up when I'm feeling blue. Now how about you? Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are so blue. Sweet home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home to you. Yeah, I'm coming home. Montgomery's got the answer. Okay, don't know what that means. But when I saw that chorus, Lord, I'm coming home to you, I literally just like, nah, that's it. Make a video, share the love, share the excitement. This is amazing. I'm going to continue on my study, brothers and sisters, because I think I could probably come up with a lot more information on Alabama and on the Garden of Eden and on the real location of the camp of the saints, because it would make sense that even with our greatest research that we do, it's like, what do you call it? It's like they will give us, like the instance for flat earth and round earth, right? The whole debate that's kept us divided and whatever. The fact is they're both neither true, and they both are true. It's just space is not up, it's out over the ice wall. And here, I'll show you once again for those who are new here. We are in the center of this all. Outside the ice wall. Okay, we're just in the center of this whole prison matrix. Okay. Oh, man. Let's see if I can get a bigger photo. Anyway. Oh, this is a good one. Let's see if I can view this one up big. There's bloody Reddit things. Anyway. Anyway. If you can kind of see that. So basically we're here in this the bullseye, okay, in the target. And outside here is the land of Mars, the land of Venus, the land of Saturn, blah-de-rah-de-rah, Pleiades, Orion, all the places, brothers and sisters. And there's only certain entrances and exits that are heavily guarded. And, yeah. And, wow, thank you, Father. Just before I go, I have to look this up, because I saw, and I'm spewing, I didn't save this, but I'm going to type it up, so in case I forget, I'm going to research it. But it's a yellow brick road that comes off, is it Manhattan? There's something about it. I need to look into it more. All I can remember is they've just discovered, like from radar and satellite and stuff, that there's literally a yellow brick road that connects every single continent on Earth. But there's something about, hang on, let's go back to that map in America, because I know where it was in its location, but I can't remember its name. Okay, so it was over. I wish. Hang on, sorry, bear with me. It's over like New York, near New York. Do you have some kind of like, is Manhattan near New York? I don't know, but there's some kind of port. It's the port of Manhattan. It's out, maybe it's on Long Island or something, I'm not sure. But apparently it's like heavily military guarded, and apparently that's one of the exits and entries to the ice wall, if you will. Yeah, so let's do a world map quickly. I just want to have a quick look at something. Oops, oh man. Hopefully I didn't lose too much of that. because my pause button on my video decides to turn itself on and off all the time. Funny that, isn't it? All right, world map. I hope all my ramblings that I just showed you are... Alright, let's just go here. We're going to view the file, and we're going to go, where is America? Going to go over here, and we're going to go... did I just read that right? Newfoundland? Okay, that's so funny. That is so funny that that is actually called that. Okay, Newfoundland. Oh man, sorry about my... Alright, yeah, so here we go. We have... It's very unclear. Okay, I take it... Oh yeah, here's New York. Philadelphia. Okay, I'm pretty sure Manhattan is around here somewhere. But anyway, sorry, I'm going off on a little rant. I'll do my own study on that. But I know it's going to put more evidence, brothers and sisters, that you know, the Mississippi River is really where we're at. And it could very well be that in Alabama, oh my goodness, Alabama, far out, woman. It could be very much that sweet home Alabama is where we need to go, sweet home. And, you know, it's funny, don't they pay out on people who live in Alabama? Isn't it like a running joke that, oh, I'm not sure. I don't want to be offensive, but I thought there might have been a running joke about the people who live in Alabama or whatever. But that would even give it more credibility that, you know, they're trying to put a facade over the place to keep it in the shadows as long as possible. Remember in my video yesterday in 2nd Esdras, it says that, you know, the city that has now been hidden shall be revealed, and the land that is being kept shall be disclosed. And that is your three-eye atlas. That is the New Jerusalem that is going to be hovering, I truly believe, over Alabama. Well, it don't they say it's the size of Manhattan? It'd be interesting to see if I've got to do something. This is how my mind works. Is Alabama the same size as Manhattan? If they are, I'm going to have a okay. New York is around the same size as Alabama. Well, so Manhattan is in New York. I am right. Oh my goodness. New York is around the same size as Alabama. That's the size of your mothership, baby. That's your New Jerusalem. That's gonna... That is gold. That is gold. That is gold. That is gold. Okay. So, yeah. That's, yeah. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to go off and continue my studies and let you soak all this in. But I just really feel this is such a huge confirmation, really. Maybe just to me. I hope some of you get some kind of excitement out of this because, yeah, I'm just like, no way that I got such a, like a, boof, get up girl study right now from watching that video when J.D. Vance is like, the 21st century will be, the battle will be fought in space. The battle, brothers and sisters, the battle, the final battle. Satan gathering all of his crew. And this is you're witnessing with Trump and J.D. Vance and Elon and all that, you're witnessing the good guys preparing the military, our ground troops, here for the space battle that's about to go down, okay? The space battle that's about to go down, because remember it says that they go up, they go up to to the breath of the earth. To the breath of the earth. Well, there you go. So the breath of the earth means that it has to be near water. It has to be at the edge, right? So down here where we have, where was it? Oh, and that is so interesting too, because on that iPet goat too, hang on, I've got to show you something. Because there's markers on that map. And I think one is right in that. Oh, brother, this is cool. This is so cool. All right, I was going through this the other night, and this first scene here, that's 100% Gitmo. I'm like, why didn't I realize that before? 100%, because when you come, these are all the satanic bastards that have been locked up, okay, in boxes. What they did to the kids, okay. The satanic bastards are going to be locked up in boxes. Now you notice too here. On the, we've got a few things going on here. One, we've got the pentagram. We won't get too much into this video, but I just want you to note that okay, here. One, this is that map I was talking about. So we've got, what's that place there? So it's right in that little crevice there. So where's our map? So that little crevice is there in the New Orleans. Is that where it is? Is that little crevice that was on that picture? So that's in New Orleans. So there's a target there. Okay, and then we've got one, that's New York. That's the one that I'm like sus on. Okay, and then you've got one out here. Is that the Gulf? Yeah, the Gulf of America. Oh, the Gulf of America. It has changed, because it was Gulf of Mexico, wasn't it? So that whole thing with changing it to the Gulf of America too is highly significant, brothers and sisters. Okay, it's all part of the bigger plan. So I just wanted to note that, and let's go back to this again. You can see this snowflake here. The 23rd of September, you guys, because it's September 1st is the first day of spring here in Australia. So I would assume it would be the first day of autumn, is it? Fall? The fall for you guys in September, is that right? Because that would be incredible. So, yeah. So the fact that there's snow and everything like that, and yeah. Oh, here, I wanted to know too, this hangman here, another reference to Gitmo, okay? The hangings, public executions. But what was I intending to show you? Oh yeah, the map, I did show you that. Should I show you anything else while we're at it? Oh, this scene here where it's got like C and a 7. I have forever tried to work that out. I've typed it in, I've tried to see, whatever, and there's nothing except like the Porsche C7, right? But the other day, I think I forgot to show you that video. There was a Class 7 act that just got passed, and it was highly significant to this situation, but I can't for the life of me remember what it was. But Yeah, I'll get back to that. But whatever it was, okay, see how he sees this? See how Obama sees Class 7, which I believe is that Class 7 Act. He you know, he starts sweating. And what's happened recently with him, Trump, you know, found out that he was, like, literally had a hit on his life. You know, Obama did. Like, Obama tried to put a hit on Trump. Anyway, let's keep going. Notice it was daytime, lunchtime, and now it's dark, midday. Okay, and that's what it says in, is it, could be Hosea, I can't remember now, but it's like, I will make it go dark at noontime. You know, I'm going to make everything go dark at noontime. What else have we got here before? Yeah, so I think that's the reference to 9/11. And then we've got the next scene where we've, you know, for the last 20 years, whatever, we've dealt with terrorism and stuff like this. Then oil, it's all about money. And then you've got, you know, the government hands on the babies already in the womb. It's just all, you know, and you've got Jesus here, this character, right, that is, sorry, I can't get it any clearer than that. This character that represents Jesus, the guy that floats around on the boat, that is us, brothers and sisters. That's why he's got his eyes closed, and the pineal gland here, you'll see he's got his eyes closed through the whole thing, and he's just going with the motions, and they're going through each stage. Like I said, 9/11, then the Iran, like that, terrorists and everything like this, and oils and money, and, you know, here we have this, you know, see, the Star of David runs Babylon, the great whore. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, the great whore, that is the statue of Lucifer. And 1776, you know, the chain you see on the bottom of the Statue of Liberty's foot, is the chain has been broken. This is showing you the whole world's history. And this is, again, you know, the snake hold, the venom that they put into, you know, the egg, basically, from birth. And so, yeah, so this Jesus Christ consciousness is still asleep, being fed bull crap from the media over and over, and we are left out of control, out of our mind, taking pills to try and deal with the rubbish that the media, the virus, has been spitting at us. Then we see the markets crash, okay? Then we see the markets crash. Then we see, and when we're seeing the markets crash, brothers and sisters, that happened in like January of this year. The fiat dollar is no more, okay? The next thing to go is the religious control. Okay, and that happened when the Pope died. When the Queen died, monarch control was over. When the Pope died, religious control was over. He went in and opened those 5 so-called portals. What they weren't evil, brothers and sisters. What they were was the 5 senses, the sight, seeing, touch, hearing, taste. Okay, he released them to the truth. Okay, he died, religious religion was over. It no longer trapped us. We are finally awake for these last final moments. Okay, these last final months. Okay, so the religious system gets destroyed. You can see this is 2020, okay, with the vial of poison, and the mother thinking she's Mother Mary doing the right thing, but she's ended up, you know, sacrificing her own child. It's the story. It's like these super soldiers and these people that are completely de-shelled of any emotion and any, you know, any whatever, any life in them. And You know, you got your little one fighting for peace, and then she realizes that, you know, it's all a big celebration. Now you got Jesus coming out, see, eyes closed, still he's going through the motions like we have, brothers and sisters. We've gone through the life, we've gone through the lies, we've gone through the media crap, we've gone through the medical tyranny, we've gone through the dictatorship, we've gone through the evil, reign of Satan, and we've survived. And, and here again, perfect picture. Perfect picture. See, in the back of the head, in the back of the head, the back of the head. It's just, constant barrage of shit. Okay, now we're going through the ages that we've been going through the last probably, year to at least the last 6 months or 8 months. What are we now? 9 months. Yeah, this year. This is the spiritual awakening, okay? So, and look what happens. Okay, that's the pineal gland, brothers and sisters. Now, he is just about to go through, okay, which is us, asleep, the Christ consciousness, and that's not blasphemous. Jesus told you that's where the kingdom of heaven is. You have to rise up and beat all of those chakras, the root chakra, which is like all your sexual desires and lusts and everything like that. And then, you've got your sacral, which is the gluttony, and it's right on your tummy. There's so much beautifulness behind, the chakras and stuff like this. And this is the period from Jesus when he was 12 until, he's on the scene again. He went to India, he went to Tibet, he went to, Egypt, whatever, and he learned all of the sacred practices. And that's why the who's hated him so much, because he didn't align with their old traditional blood sacrifice way. Jesus's way was peace. Jesus's way was look within instead of look out and worship and sacrifice and kill everything for your sake to be redeemed. Okay, so we've got Jesus going through this 3D awakening just before, and now here's the pineal gland, okay? Now look what happens. All of the rocks, start crashing down. Oh, you can't really see it, but yeah, all the rocks start falling down, right? Okay, then we go to the next scene. Okay, so here, this is an interesting scene here. We've got Jesus cruising along, or we've got us in our Christ consciousness still asleep. And look, plenty of fish. This is a huge reference to the reigning of the last day, of the blessings, of the prophecy, of the awakeness, of the knowledge will increase. All of the promises that we've been given, that in the last days the sons and daughters will prophesy, and this is it, brothers and sisters. This is the abundance of it just coming into us and being the food, the spiritual food that we that we need. And then you've got the other side. You've got the ones that are living in fear, and they're in the prison, and here we go. This is here we go. We've got corporate America, okay, that are these people here represent NPCs. They are the manufactured, clone, empty vessel, pre-programmed yes sir, no sir people they're the people that don't have an internal dialogue or monologue, and they are just there to serve the system. Okay, like in the Matrix. And then here we see us busting our butts out of this system, out of this Matrix system, and becoming free. And look what happens. Okay, this is amazing. Okay, and then after that's happened, the media, the snake, crawls away into its pit. And we are free. We are free. We are awakened. Okay? And then you've got, you know, the celebrations. I'm not entirely sure what that part's all about. But I think this is the demise. This is the demise of evil. And he's just seen the light of the fire of God. Okay? Okay, because the next thing that happens, okay, is the fire starts burning. Okay, the fire starts burning from the root chakra, from the feet, from the ground up. And then eyes wide open. Okay, his eyes are open. He takes a deep breath, open, and then look at this. This is the symbol of the hold the whole world had on it, because this is the root of it all. The root of all evil was religion. Okay? And watch what happens when his eyes are now open. Okay? Crumble. Crumble. Destroyed. And he's lifting his head up. Done. Okay? Done. Then we have this scene here. Okay? Now this is going... Remember in Malachi it says the Son of Righteousness will rise with healing in his wings. Okay, and that Son of Righteousness was S-U-N. The Son of Righteousness will rise. So he's awake now. He's got burning. He's got his limbs are on fire, right, for the truth. Now, this is where my theory comes in. These pyramids here are really the resonant transmitter or receiver, if you will, of the broadcasting system that's coming from Saturn. Okay, Saturn has the rings, and I believe, however they're doing it with their fallen angel, or demonic technology, they're able to broadcast a frequency into this domain, this dome. And I think it is those pyramids that are the receivers of that transmission, and it is through them that they put out the transmissions all around the world, because you've got to remember the most recent discovery, all those tunnels that go like for miles underneath the pyramids, right? Well, those tunnels don't only go down, but they go across, and they join with the Stonehenges, they join with the Taj Mahal, they join with all the big significant buildings and temples and architecture. There's a reason for that. It's what's kept us in control, and that's why everything needs to be burnt, everything needs to melt away, everything needs to be made new, and that's why we need to be beamed up into the mothership, which effectively is the 2025 New Age name for the Ark, brothers and sisters. That's all it is. It's to protect us, and whether we stay up there for 7 years, and while down here on earth, those who would chose fear and to go down the 7-year tribulation path do their part. But I think right at the end, I think we're all going to, go together. I think we'll all go together in the end. Some people just need a little bit more smacking on the bottom, if you know what I mean. But I think if you're a human being, if you're a child of God, no matter how bad what you've done in your life, I think going through the tribulation that's about to come for them, I think that will make them right. Okay, so look, with that, my theory being said, that these are like the control thing that receive the broadcast from Saturn, and then share it and transmit through other significant structures in the world, and that's how they're keeping us in this constant low vibrational invisible prison, if you will. Okay, so with that being said, now that our man here of consciousness is awake, look what happens to the pyramid. Okay, so we've got the sun, right? And she's like, boom, a big solar flare comes out. Boom, the second one. Boom, the third one. See the big solar flare? Brothers and sisters, this is why I say it doesn't matter whether we call it ascension, rapture, worlds colliding, whatever. whatever is on, whatever we can see will be used at the end of time in a magnificent way. And the sun would be a very, 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 very high possibility that that's the fire from God coming out of, wow. Yeah, thanks, Father. Yeah, okay, wow, I felt that in my soul. It's very highly possible that that's actually, the fire from God coming out of heaven is the use of the sun, as in solar flares. Okay, that would annihilate something immediately. It just like done. There's no unjust suffering. There's no for-long torment. There's no whatever. There's just total extinguishing, annihilating of the wicked. So there's no more ever again. Anyway, I had no intention to do an I Pet Goat review, but I felt led to do so. So obviously I hope somebody got something out of that, because I think what this is, because I've been trying to decode this for like 15 years, I think what this is a story, a history of from when they really ramped up the prison planet to the freedom all of our souls and hearts and minds. Okay, enough rambling. It's 11 o'clock. I should go and do something and be proactive, but I just had such a drive and such a motivation to share this because it's exciting, and I hope you get excited about it too. All right, I love you so much. I hope the Father blesses you. I hope Jesus blesses you, and I hope you're all abundant and happy. Live in your best moment. Live in your best joy. Hug your kids. Say your sorries to anybody that you need to. Like I said, brothers and sisters, we are moments away from the... All right. If I don't see you in the next one, I'll see you in the skies.